Okay, so rule number 6, embrace diversity. And so the problem is, if you look around in your meetings, and if you have the reaction that, everybody kind of looks similar and everybody kind of thinks similar, then rule number 6 might be a really important thing for you to think about. Let me give you an example. I was meeting with the director in an organization, I'm not going to say where, about this, and they were concerned because they felt like they had embraced the idea of diversity in their organization, and in their particular area, in their particular group, they had. They said something to the effect that, oh, we have a woman, we have a person of color, we have a person from Asian descent. Why is this not working? And that's essentially what they asked me. And the problem is, token diversity is not diversity. In fact, what we found is that if someone is in a room and they don't look like anyone else in the room, they're much less likely to participate than if you just have one other person in there that looks and behaves or has a background that's similar to theirs. That similarity is actually facilitative of them participating. Token diversity is not diversity. We need to look deeper. It needs to be, you may be able to see the diversity, but you also need to have diversity in experiences, in backgrounds, in education, and race, and in a variety of domains in order for it to be accomplished. So going back to that person, when I told them that, they at first were not real happy that I was telling them that they weren't exactly embracing the idea of diversity. But as we talked more, and as I shared with them that it's not a matter of making sure you have a few differences that you can see, you have to really think about, how do I embrace the differences that you can't see? That are probably present in those that are there, or maybe not, and so you may have to do more to really embrace that and invite others into the circle, into the situation, whether that be hiring new people or looking within your organization and making sure you identify those who may have backgrounds that could be really useful to the decisions and to the meetings that you're having. So to think more about how that problem is solved or discussed in the science. Basically, what we found with diversity is that diversity doesn't necessarily connect directly to performance in the traditional sense. What it does connect to, though, and is really important for many organizations, I can't think of one off the top of my head that wouldn't find this important, is creativity and innovation. And that probably comes as no surprise. What the science has found is that the more diverse a team is, the more novel and innovative and creative the solutions they generate. When you have a problem that a typical solution that you've used in the past is not working, then you need to think strategically about, how do you bring the right people together to embrace the diversity of ideas that would allow for novel, innovative, and creative solutions to be generated. And the key there to that is, you can't just assume that putting them in the room and locking the door is going to result in a creative solution. Instead, you have to recognize that this has to happen with participation. So the science says diversity is important for creative innovation, but it probably won't happen unless those people, those individuals, those groups that are now collaborating or being asked to collaborate feel safe to participate, feel comfortable to share their ideas, no matter where they might come from, no matter how diverse their backgrounds might be. They need to feel like they can share their ideas. And if you have both of those things, now you're embracing diversity. Now you're embracing the possibility of getting those innovations that you're looking for.